Hi again. I decided that after making that tarot card video, I wanted to try doing the whole reading style where you kind of tell a story with everything. So I'm gonna see how this goes now that I read the upright meanings in that last video. So let's see if I can tell a similar story. So in the first card, I think I walked into the relationship clearly happy, and there's all this great positive energy around me and love, but as I'm facing away from the sun in this card, I was not aware of where all the positive energy was coming from, which kind of represents me meeting this person and not understanding why I like them so much and why everything feels so awesome. It's because I'm not aware that there's a bigger picture, a greater truth that knows that I'm unaware of what's going on, but knows that one day I will have to face it. Because on my own, I have already faced my own challenges, and I've just come out of a relationship, and I came out of it with a lot of valued memories and valued lessons, and that represents all this treasure and stuff around me. So while this would normally be right side up, that would be a good thing, saying I learned a lot, and while I'm still lonely, that I'm okay. But reversed, it's kind of the opposite of that, where you get the emotional insecurity and codependency because you learned what great things could come from it, and then you were left isolated out, I guess, in an island or something off at shore by yourself, longing for someone to come and replace just this tangible object. You're tired of having all these gifts and things that you learn that are good for a relationship alone, so you kind of look at your gifts and just keep longing at them and wondering, man, when is someone going to show up that I can share these with? Then next we have the Two of Swords, and this is kind of like, well, the 7 weeks, there's a fork in the road, there's a lyric to this, but basically I have two options, there's a fork in the road, and I don't know what to pick. And not only just because I don't know what to pick, but because I don't even exactly know what they are, though I'm training. I have this blindfold. I'm really this person in training trying to figure out what they are. But and while I'm in training, I'm trying to absorb all the energies around me. And unlike the sun, where I have my eyes open, I'm unaware of the truth, but if I just turned around I could see it. Unlike that, it's like I'm trying really hard, but the moon is in my way, or the moon is giving me this energy, I guess, I don't know, where I am unable to see even if I wanted to, even if I turned, even if I swung the swords, made a decision, no matter what, it's going to be a reckless decision, but it's a decision nonetheless. So I feel like that kind of goes with indecision, confusion, information overload. It's like I'm trying to get stuff, but it's just too much, and since it's too much and I can't even see, it's like, dang, it leaves me undecided and confused. Next, you get this card, and I get a good understanding of this, where it's like where with lack of motivation, it's like I have this great gift that was given to me, sort of like just naturally, this is who I am, this person with this great gift, but there's delays in me picking up that gift. Like, I don't want it for some reason, and it's not because I'm unaware of it. It's huge. It's giant. There's literally a huge hand in the sky holding this giant wand. I am aware that I have some powerful gifts, but the lack of motivation comes from just think about it. First, you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, why isn't he motivated? Where's the delay? Look how great that is. But think about it. Where am I in this picture? I am way in there. I'm a tiny little speck, trying to pick up this wand. And when you put it into that perspective, it's like, yes, ever since I was little, I've been aware of these gifts in me, but it just seems like way too much. And then finally, we get this card where I look bored or indecisive, or bored and ungrateful, I guess, for the gifts that are handed to me, these smaller looking gifts that are on a tree. But then what I kind of learned from all this, let me zoom out, is that these three cards, this one, and that one, they actually tell a whole collective story. So the reality is actually that I have been in training. I've been trying to come to a decision and understand what's going on, and I'm frustrated because I have all of these little gifts that I know could one day become that, and I know that I have that, and that's overwhelming. And it's even more overwhelming to look at the huge difference. Like, here I am in this little tree where time is staying still. You know, I've been given this place where it's like, okay, time to do your training. Let these powers grow into this big, great thing. But, you know, it's all put this collectively together, and you get a person who is stuck in time and doesn't know how to grow these powers into that one, even though they've been aware of it their whole life. And finally, this becomes a lot when you get to this card. What kind of story could I tell about these people? No idea. Well, so I think if this were right side up, it would show that 3 people would be, I don't know, either 2 people coming to a good agreement, or just 2 people having a mutual friend or mutual benefit. But when you reverse that, it's all of a sudden this something that's supposed to be a doable situation, you know, that's just 3 people there, is not doable because 3 is a crowd. pretty self-explanatory, but pretty helpful how it's reversed. That kind of matches up with like the vibe of it. I think if it were right side up, it wouldn't feel as threatening to have 3 people in this card. And then finally we have this card, and it's supposed to be reversed, but I like looking at it right side up because it helps me understand this really well. And so like when I look at this, it looks like, wow, you gained a lot of lessons, you learned a lot of stuff, pretty heavy, but you're ready, man. And he kicks off on the journey. You know, he's ready for a good journey, this person here. And but reversed has cannot move on carrying baggage, which makes complete sense. Suddenly all this stuff that was supposed to be good, if you flip the card upside down, it kind of just like, hold on, do I have it by chance? No, I don't. Oh, I can pause. Okay, and so upside down, you can kind of get that vibe of, okay, all these heavy things that you're carrying on to, suddenly it becomes a lot of baggage, and it's just a lot. And I think a great representation of that is just the whole story this is telling. It's saying, yeah, you got a shit ton of swords, 6 to be exact. You know what's interesting is this is called the 6 of Swords, and I'm pretty sure there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there are 6 cards. So one of them, like the whole having all this positive love energy, this trust that you don't understand, that's just one sword that you have from all of this. Another one is that you have all that knowledge. You already know you're not ready for a relationship. You already know you just want to be friends with this person. But these 2 put together creates this weird confusion. So these 3 cards already right together gives you 3 of those 6 swords. And then these 3, these 3 actually were the ones that like tied really well together. But the point is having this great gift and having to somehow build up these gifts into that, especially when time is moving so still, like this tree. Time, like if this went from time equals 0 to time equals 0.1, you would start falling, right? But clearly you're not falling. This time is going really, really slow. And so building into that power is a whole extra thing. And while you're trying to figure out all of this and you're just trying to be honest with this person, you get this surprise. And this surprise is kind of the last straw where suddenly all of those 6 things, all that stuff that you were learning about and gaining and keeping in control, suddenly become a weakness and suddenly become all your baggage, and now you have to figure out how to freaking move on. And like it literally says you cannot move on. You're supposed to kick, but you're like, kind of scared to kick. In the right side of this, you know, this person seems ready to kick off, like here they go. But reverse, you just have to say reverse of that, definitely not ready to go. Wow, so I really liked how I did that storytelling with these letters for that person's name. I'm going to try it out with my name. I'll reveal these letters. Ooh, S-O-N, wow. I don't know if I'll put that in a separate one or not. I'm going to pause and think about it. Okay, I thought about it, and I'm going to do it, but I'm going to crop the photos and stuff real quick right now. Okay, so I have them cropped now. And you know, when looking at the pictures, I was like, alright, that already gives me an idea. Hold on, I gotta... Come on. Okay, the zoom button didn't work. Let me just pause. Okay, there we go. So for the beginning of my name, so what I got from all of this and all this, oh god, what do I do with this baggage? Where this frozen state where, once again, time will be a lot like this, but it'll be a lot like that, but it'll be a lot like that in how it used to be. Where, by the way, this should be reversed, but I didn't want to get that one. Where it's stuck in the past, naivety, and unrealistic. What they're talking about, so if you look at this picture, so I could picture that person as me as a kid, and when I was little, you know, I would do a lot of, I'd say, foolish things, like Chinese New yeah, I would just have valuable stuff, whether it's a gift or a tangible thing, and I would just give it away. And reversed is showing, like, you can't just do that. Like, when you're looking at this right side up and a kid doing that for this other person, you're like, wow, this is a very positive meaning. Cool, they're plentiful, they're giving stuff away, okay. But when you flip it upside down and reverse that, you get a situation where, I wonder if I can, not sure if it's actually upside down, but probably isn't. Yeah, doesn't matter. I think everyone kind of gets the gist of this, hopefully, that upside down, and like giving, sorry, here's the focus. Giving my, like, attention, love, gifts, whatever, to this other person was very unrealistic and stuck in my, like, older ways, is basically what this card is trying to say. And the moon is just a huge representation of this stuff, I guess. Man, how do I read the moon? Let me pause and think. Alright, so the way I interpret it is that these animals are kind of us as people, but since we're more like either dogs, or I think maybe that's a wolf, or like the scorpion, it's more like we're aware of the moon, but we're not actually consciously thinking that much about it, even though there's a very subconscious energy being given to us. So this represents, quite honestly, a lot of just like being blinded from what the next step is, and or knowing that you're on a path but you don't even know what the path is. And that kind of shows, like, there's a path this way, and you're like, oh, did it go left, did it go right, how far is that? You don't really know how big this path is, but you just know it's a huge ass journey, because you at least, the moon at least shows you there's a giant journey ahead of you. It just doesn't really let you see exactly kind of what it is. And so that's where I'm at, where, yeah, I have to get through this heartbreak, but whew, guess we'll find out if I'll, like, where I'll go and where I'll end up with all this. And I think the cards tell me that at the result of all this, what I'm supposed to gain from all of this whole story, is what I gain is security. I gain a lot of power and positive energy, and I see that there's a lot of peace, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of positive energy in my life, and I've been given a lot of good stuff for my own comfort, for my own needs, and it's because I'm cherishing these gifts that I finally have, and this future that I'm sitting in, this place that I never thought everything would feel so much like home and secure, and yet it does. And so I think my future is a very peaceful one, where I gain everything that I could from these lessons, and it's kind of cool. If you look at all this whole hold on, let me pause. So wow, all the cards really do tell a story, at least in my opinion. This got really long, but hopefully if anyone watches this, they felt like that was a good story, kinda. It's kind of my first big attempt at doing this. But yeah, pretty interesting. Definitely can't tell a story just by looking at Uno cards, but with these pictures, puts a lot of perspective for me. Of course, using the keywords that they let me go with, that's really helpful. I hope that the more I do this, the better I get. It seems that since this was kind of my first go at it, that I've only got up, you know? I've only got up to go from here. Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it. And so, yeah, since I'm going to be here a while and I'm not going to know what really is like the fate for my relationship with this person, I might as well cherish what I gained and not focus so much about the whole pain behind giving so much, because this is supposed to be reversed, you know. It's like, that's something I've already dealt with in the past. Like, yeah, you don't just give all your stuff away. I kind of knew that, but you know, I clearly, even though you know that there's so much baggage that led to, okay, I'm sorry, like, yeah, that's what I do, but that's what I do. There's a reason behind it, you know. There's all this baggage. And so I really like that story and how all of this kind of tunnels into, here I am, a decent form of stability, like not bad at all. And yeah, since I'm feeling a lot of positive energy from doing this reading, I feel really good. I still kind of get my mind blown whenever I do a reading and it's just like spot on. And, you know, I don't know exactly what it is. Of course, I have my own theories. But the point is, it's a big reminder for me to say, I love you guys. I love anyone that watches this video of my, like, friends and family. And assume that that's all of the people who would watch this. But this does apply to pretty much anybody who watches this video. I love everybody, so... For sure, I love you. But I also learned that I have to be careful about how I say I love you from a recent journey. But yeah, I love my friends and family as friends and family, and I love you all as people that I love. Alright. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I wish I knew how to crop out video stuff so then this ending wouldn't be so long. Yeah, I'll just learn that another time. Okay, bye.